In this video, I'm about to break down the biggest and most important secret to playing lockdown defense in Madden 23. Looking for Madden 23 Ultimate Team coins? AOEAH.com is the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 3% off your order. Yo, YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Duke back here from sportsgamers.com. We got a banger of a video for you guys today. I'm about to break down a secret tip to playing better defense that the pros don't want you to know. A lot of pros have been using this. If you've been paying attention to the MCS tournaments, you might have noticed some pros doing this, and it definitely is huge. It's a key to playing better defense. It's going to make your man coverage and zone coverage way better. So let's just get straight into this. You can actually use this tip from a few different formations. And this is something I've been doing for a few years now, but this year it's kind of better than ever. Now, what we're gonna do here, guys, is we're gonna look at a few different we're gonna look at dollar. We're just gonna stick in dollar in this video, which you can find. I like running out the 4-6 playbook, but you could also run it out of the Kansas City Chiefs playbook if you want. Now, there's a few different things you need to do to set up this dollar that you probably don't know about, and this is gonna make your defense way better. So, what I'm gonna do first off is at the sub screen, I'm just going to sub all my safeties, all my corners in and out of the game. So, like, even if they're in the right spot, you see I'm taking Harrison out, then I put him back in. I'm just taking him out and I'm putting him back in. Same thing with my linebackers, because for my team, I actually have, like, safeties at linebacker. So I take my guys out, put them back in. As you see, I'm doing this for all of my players. I'm not literally taking them out. I'm just subbing them out and back in. Now, you might wonder why I'm doing this. The reason why is I'm about to use a package that if I didn't do this, it would have my players out of position. So I'm going to use at $1 the safeties package. Now, to access this, you can just hit on the right analog stick, just scroll through until you see safeties, right? And as you guys can see, because I sub my players in and out, they're still in the game. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to run this with auto flip on. If you're playing zone, I would probably use base alignment. If you're going to use man, I would put it on default. And we'll kind of go through this throughout the video. Zone drops are optional. That's completely up to you. So we're going to actually just first look at zone. We're going to look at DB Fire 2 because this is a really good defense. And like I said, I'm going to show you guys how to apply this defense tip to many different plays. So it's not just going to be DB Fire. So you guys know DB Fire is really, really good. A lot of pros use it. The thing is, there's a little secret to this defense that the pros have been keeping under wraps. And I'm about to break down what it is. So we're going to move the ball back just so you guys can see a little bit more space to work with. And guys, just so you know, I do Madden 23 tips and gameplays on my YouTube channel on a daily basis. So if you like this content, subscribe, comment, drop us a like. You're not going to find this type of content anywhere else. I promise you that. So what we got here is bench. Bench has been one of the more common plays all year long. People ask me all the time, how can I stop corner routes, especially after the patch? Loop blitzes aren't as good anymore. And a lot of people are struggling on defense. Well, I'm about to show you the remedy. So let's just look at this DB Fire defense kind of stock first, so I can explain why this tip is so important. Now, by default, if you're running DB Fire, you're going to have a hard time against like people that run plays like this because they attack the flats with outs, then they got the corners, maybe even throw in a corner street combo. It definitely can be difficult, right? Because as you guys can see, like there's this little soft spot that you can throw the corners, the corner routes, and kind of complete those pretty easily. Also, if you keep them backed up, then you're potentially just giving up a quick 5-yard out. It did get broken up there, but as you guys know, unless you play a hard flat situation, that's a pretty consistent read on either side of the field. But if you play a hard flat, then you're potentially giving up the corner out for even a bigger play. So you might notice that when pros are in this defense, they don't really give up these easy reads, and that's because they know a secret trick and a secret assignment that you don't normally get. So guys, the big problem with this defense and kind of a lot of zone coverages, and even I would say the biggest problem with coverage in general this year is deep halves are absolutely terrible. They don't cover anything, honestly, in my opinion. They're the worst assignment on the game. So when you're in a cover 2 or cover 2 man, or any defense that has a deep half, they're terrible. They don't do anything. So normally, like you're kind of stuck in these types of defenses because what can you really do? And just man up all your safeties. That's risky, right? But when you use the safeties package, you actually get a new assignment, and it's going to allow you to put each safety into an outside third. You might be wondering how to do this. Well, you just click onto the safety. That's the easiest way, or you can use the quicker adjustments, whatever you want to do. And when you have the safeties package activated, as I showed you, you'll see on the right safety, you can put them in the outside third to the right, and that's just simply to the left on the right analog stick. Then the one on the left, you can put them in one to the left. That's to the left on the left analog stick. Looking to become a better Madden player and win more games? Check out sportsgamers.com. I built sportsgamers.com from the ground up to give you the best Madden tips, best Madden ebooks, all at the best price, bar none. We have a VIP membership that gives you access to the entire site, every ebook and every tip we release all year long for only $24.99. Click the link in the description. I've also pinned it in the comments, and use coupon code DUKE for 10% off your order. And look at the difference now. You guys can see they're much more fanned out to the sideline, so they can take away those corner routes way better. Now, another thing I would recommend doing, this is more optional, but I like to do this, is move your safeties like in the box. As you guys can see, they're about 15-ish yards off the line of scrimmage. A lot of players will just quick snap you and just throw a quick pass to the slot guy on a seam, potentially a corner out, and being back so far off, it's hard to defend quick passes to the seam, right? But if you move them down, now these seam routes are taken away, and they'll still defend the corner routes way better. The sidelines way better. They'll defend sidelines way better, crossers way better, corners. Any route that's attacking, the perimeter of the defense, this is going to work really, really well. Now, obviously, this does leave a pretty big vacant hole in the middle of the field. So now you have an option. You could just use it yourself. Like if they're not really doing a lot of seam routes on you, you could just watch it yourself, be aware of it. But if consistently they are hitting the seams, just put this guy in the middle third, right? And then use this guy. And you can kind of defend whatever you feel like you need to at this point. So now we can press our coverage with these zones. We could put them in hard flats if we want to take away quick flats. Or we could just leave them at like a 10-yard drop, which is kind of in between depth. But we have the ability to do anything we want. Because I can promise you guys these deep zones, they're going to get glitchy. So let's just look. Let's just run the same play. And guys, look how now my deep zone is just sitting right there. Now, what I'd recommend doing is having pick artist and deep out zone knockout abilities on your safeties. This is just going to make sure that, they at least get the breakup animation. As you guys can see here, to me, I'd really like a pick because, look, these corner routes are completely locked up. You can't throw them. They're in perfect position. But, if you just try to force it anyways, to me, this should be a pick. But at least because he had the knockout ability, he's going to knock that out every time. And you're going to see that that's going to work on both sides of the field. So, again, if I try to run the same thing, again, I can go ahead and put the safety in outside third right, this one outside third left, put the guy in the middle, watch this guy over the middle myself. And you guys can see that took me like a second or two, and I was even doing it a bit slower than I would in a real game. So this is a really easy defense to set up. And it's really nice out of DB Fire because you're forcing quick reads when you blitz 5, when you press with the base alignment. Those slot corners are going to come in super fast. So it's not even like you have all day. Look, if you try to wait forever to see what's coming open, you're just going to end up getting sacked anyways. But if you guys take a look at the replay, I want you to notice not only the pressure, but look, because we press those outs, those aren't exactly easy throws. And because we can press and cover those outs with the safeties in the thirds, look, the safeties in the thirds are just sitting there waiting for the corner routes. Like, that's going to be potentially a pick, at least a breakup every time. And then, I can just sit over in the middle of the field. I can watch for, the running back at the backfield, a slant, a post, a drag, whatever, because I do have the seam covered by this guy I dropped back into the middle third. Now, as I mentioned, this is not just something you can do out of zone, but this will actually make your man coverage way better too. So let's just look at that now. Like I said, if you're going to play man, go back to your coaching adjustments and put auto alignment on default. Now, this could be something you do from spinner. It could be from cover to man. It could be from any man, and I'll actually show you why. But again, kind of the same thing I mentioned at a cover 2. The worst assignment in the game is a deep half. And when you're in a cover 2 man, yes, it's not cover 2 anymore, but it's cover 2 man, which means you don't have the flat zones and the hook zones, excuse me. Now you just have everyone man with the safeties over the top. But these deep half zones, they just don't do anything. So you're going to be much better off putting them into the thirds and then again just moving them into the box. So the one on the left goes into the third to the left. The one on the right goes into the third to the right. Right? Pretty simple. And it's just not showing the one on the right. All right, yeah. So that's how it should look. For whatever reason, the play art got glitched. And you can kind of just use this guy, hang out over the middle, cover whatever you need to cover. Now, once again, guys, if you see, them try to throw corner routes. They can't really do that well because we got thirds just sitting right there. Now, I didn't even realize my defender. I didn't want my defender to use a rush, so let's just do that again. But yeah, we're just going to click off of him so that doesn't happen. But again, the thirds will defend the corner routes very, very well, as you guys can see. Try to chuck that in there. That's going to be picked by somebody, if not broken up. If you take a look at the replay, again, the safeties are in the perfect position. So this will make your man coverage way stickier against these corner routes. As you guys can see here, perfect coverage. Now, even if they try to do corner routes, like I kind of am already on a hash, but if they try to do corner routes to the short side or wide side, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to literally move the ball directly onto the right hash, and you're going to see the same thing. It's not going to matter. It really isn't. It will even defend these corner streak combos very well. Now, I will say the corner streak combo, it is still possible sometimes to get over the top of the safety, and that's just because of how good the route is, but this still does a way better job of defending, as you guys can see here. See how I'm able to get there and break it up? That's just because the zone actually is fading more to the sideline than a deep half. So even though the streak does a decent job of holding me over here, I'm still able to get over, break on the ball, and break it up. See, if you're in a deep half, that will never happen. So you guys can see here, even with the streak running me off the ball because I'm in a third and not a half, I can break it up, right? That's huge. Now, as I said, you can do this out of spinner or a man-to-man blitz too. So, say we want to run spinner, right? Okay. Well, what I would do out of spinner is the same adjustment. On the side I'm worried about the corner route, I would just go ahead and put this guy into a third. Then I would go ahead and I would only blitz off one side. So whichever side I was more worried about the corner route, I'll put this guy in the third right here. Then I will man up the slot, right? Man up the running back, and then use the other linebacker. So at this point, like, I'm only rushing 4 guys, right? I'm just blitzing off one side. So this guy's manned up. Calvin Johnson's manned up on Gronkowski. I know it's not showing, but he is. This guy's in a third. This guy's manned up on the running back. And then I use this guy. So, like, basically what happened here, all right, now it's showing my play art, is, I'm just blitzing one side. That's fine. But I'm also going to use the left side corner route. So I feel like I have the right side screen corner route covered, and then I can just use the left side myself. Everyone's manned up. I'm just blitzing, 4 people. It's a pretty simple setup, right? So now I can just kind of run over here. Bam, look, nothing's open. So as you guys can see, this little tip is so nice because it works for so many different defenses. It's going to make better coverage. Therefore, you're going to get more sacks, more broken up passes, more interceptions. Again, take a look. I'm just blitzing 4 people. I have the running back manned up. I have Gronkowski manned up. And then on the right, I have the safety over the top. Now, obviously, when you're blitzing, you have, not as many people in coverage. So that means that I've kind of got the CPU taking care of the right side of the screen. That means I'm going to take care of the left myself. So I know I have the safety over the top over here. This corner route's guarded. That means that if I see a corner route on the left side of the screen, I have to guard it myself. Now, one last adjustment you could do if you're blitzing, so you don't have to guard any sort of corner routes yourself, is this. So again, if I go into spinner, I do the same thing I did the last play, where I'm basically just manning these guys up on the right, and then putting the safety over the top into outside third. That makes this side of the screen covered. Now, maybe I don't want to even have to watch the corner route on the left. So if I didn't, what I could do is I could just put this guy right here into a deep zone, right? Now, if I did that, the only thing you would have to do is just, say that the left receiver, like, he ran an out route, he ran over the middle of the field. That's your responsibility. Or you could man him up and then you watch the running back yourself. That way, if they block the running back, you have a free defender to roam with. Completely up to you how you do it, but, just be aware upon, your assignment depending upon your adjustments. Like right here, situation like this in bench, and if I'm on the guy that's supposed to watch the receiver, if I see that receiver running out, I know I have to go guard it. See, I go guard it, nothing's open, results in a sack. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tip. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.